There, Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing well. This is a general energy read for you. And so whatever comes out, comes out. We're going to do oracle energies and then tarot cards. These may or may not resonate for you guys, these messages. Feel free to check your other signs or placements. The videos for those should be up at some point. And if they're not, feel free to ding the little bell thingy so it'll remind you when new content is uploaded, okay? Yeah, feel free to like the video. Let's get into this. Show me energy for the sign of Aquarius, please. Seeing a lot of purple, Aquarius. Purple is the crown chakra. We have chopped wood. We also have yang. Purple. Intention. Yeah, purple is the crown chakra. Purple has the ability to heal. It's a high vibration. It's the crown energy color. It's the color of royalty. More purple. Acceptance. Relationships. I'm going to put them the way that they came, though. Simplicity. Reverse. And let's get one from the Denied Shadow Oracle. Rejection, fear. And a sip of water. All right, Aquarius. So chopped wood is often going to talk about the mundane aspects of our life. The day in, the day out, the boring parts. And it's us just doing the doing. It's the living the life. It's the doing the doing. It's the scooping the cat box and, you know, the routines that are so consistent in our lives. And right next to yang, it's almost saying we need to challenge our daily routines. We need to challenge the consistent cycle that we've allowed ourselves to be in. There's a comfort pattern in that, but there's also a pattern of stagnancy and boredom that comes with that. And with yang, it's asking for you to move forward in a different direction. It's asking for you to take control and activate a situation in your life that has been longing for that energy to be put towards it, right? It's asking for you to be assertive in your life. And some of you, this can also talk about like a masculine energy coming in to integrate within your daily experiences. You know, so maybe you're getting a roommate, maybe you're, you know, somebody's moving in with you. There could be that energy as well. With intention here, we have a little block of purple here. I kind of like it. With intention, this is all about intention. Say what you mean what you say. Your word is your bond. Everything that you actively do. It's interesting because so many of us, I have a hard time with this, maybe because I'm a Pisces, but like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a person, but a lot of people are highly strategic in how they operate with us. Sometimes we are strategic in how we go about connecting with people because we want things to go a certain way or we want to manipulate things to our benefit. It's really kind of a crappy thing to do, honestly. And so intention, I feel here, just be authentic, be real, and what you want, go about it in the right way. We don't need to manipulate. We don't need to, try to, create a storyline for people to believe us. Some of you also need to stop telling yourself your storyline. So some of us have like this whole like life story that we have, we have. It's almost like the resume that we share with like new employers, but new employers are new people coming into our lives. So it's like, we can give them the beats on like what's happened. It's asking for you to stop. It's asking for you to allow new life to happen and your life to not be dictated from your past. It's asking for you, because it doesn't mean that those things aren't real. It doesn't mean that those things don't have a very important part in your past and how they've shaped you, but it's also asking for you to be intentional now in how you change yourself from your past. And that's a big challenge. That's a big ask for a lot of people, because it's very easy to say, oh, I'm this and I do these types of things because I had a bad childhood. Yep, we had a bad childhood. Most of us did. A lot of us did. And I'm not talking down to you, but it's time to change your life from that bad childhood. There's change in that energy. And with the Yang card, it's being intentional about how you move forward towards the shift in your perception, but also in how you experience life with other people, Because when we have those old wounds and those unhealed wounds and patterns, they will often repeat themselves. So it's time here with this chop wood to do the diligent work of cleaning up your inner world, not just your home and the day-to-day mundane aspects of things, but clean up your inner world and be intentional about how you move forward here. Okay? It's a claiming of your space, of your humanity, of what your reason for being part of this world is. Acceptance in reverse came out with relationships in reverse. And some of you, this may be situations where it's like you have hard times releasing relationships, or we go back to old relationships, or it could just be patterns in relationships that have ended. Sometimes this can even be stalking. It makes things far less easy in your life to flow when you're holding energy hostage from your past, or you can't move on to new things. It's like that 5 of Cups energy. It's like where, our 3 cups in front of us are spilled and we're mourning it, and we have that abandoned energy and the wound energy, and it's just like, everything is just horrible. I have so many regrets and such dissatisfaction and such abandonment, and I feel rejected and like it's horrible. But we fail to remember that there are 2 cups behind us, and those 2 cups replenish us. Those 2 cups say that there is new things in this world, and when we're holding on to an energy, it really stifles anything else to come through, and when things do come through, you may not even recognize them. You may just push them aside because you still have such a painful heart about something, or, you're still yearning from somebody. You're still, in that process. And I want to say, Aquarius, some of that can take years. Some of it can take years. Like, I've heard people tell me that, like, it took like 20 years to get over an ex. In my own life, I think the longest I actually ever went in pain and like the process of letting somebody go, and like going from like desiring them so much and pining and like dying inside to finally letting them go and getting the healing I needed from the experience. It was 4 years of torture that I felt. My heart was wounded because I felt that this person was my soulmate. I felt that this person was the person for me, and I could see the world with them, and I could see all of the possibilities, and I could but the possibilities that I saw were never real. They didn't exist. They were, that positive thinking, or hopeful thoughts, or falling in love with the potential of somebody, even though they're really not showing us anything like that. So it's asking for us to be available to things that are real in our lives. And for the denied oracle energy, you have rejection fear. So oversensitivity to being abandoned or rejected. Well, this all here signifies to me what we just talked about. Like, it's a repeat energy. It's like you don't want to feel abandoned or rejected, but like you keep connecting to people who will abandon and reject you. You keep that cycle active. It's asking for you to accept what it is that has happened and release it. Being intentional about how you create freedom within that. Being intentional about how you activate your acceptance in, well, that did not work, so I move on. It's literally just being that clear, and sometimes being a little bit King of Swordsy, where it's like, we're like, okay, let me give myself time to grieve emotionally, but there's a point here where it's like I have to put those emotions aside and get back into my realm, get back into my world. And you are the King of Swords energy. You are that energy. So it's sometimes we have to delineate and give ourselves a little bit of like, okay, I give myself this grace period to mourn and to feel sad, but I'm also not going to stagnate in it anymore. I'm going to choose to lift myself out, because everything in this energy is not easy to deal with, and it's causing situations in my life to be ignored, or sometimes more in this type of energy, it can also like have an impact on our external world, where we are like depressed and like everything is like through a lens of sadness. It's like we're operating our lives through a lens of sadness and pain. And that is our own choice. I know that that's not comfortable to listen to, but that is our own choice. Okay? And so the fear that you have of being rejected, reject those feelings. You're so worthy of love, real love. You're so worthy of people being intentional. You're worthy of people accepting the basics of you. That's worth it. You're worth it. I know a lot of people are like, no, she's saying these things and I don't believe them. That's okay. That's your choice too. Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards out here. The universe. This is the world. This energy, Aquarius, is beautiful just because it's saying the change. Was that silly, that saying, be the change you want to see? Yeah, this is literally be the change you want to see in the world. Like, you are activating your decisions, your change in your life, your movement forward. You're like available for that. You step over, even if you look at this card, like they have let go of one path and they're putting their foot on another. The cat symbolizes intuition. It symbolizes using your intuition to move forward in a new path in your life. And so it's asking you to integrate the shift, the shaking up this mundane energy. And some of you are very protective about this energy. It's like you don't like your worlds disturbed, or we've grown very comfortable in these grooves that we've circled into the ground by walking in the same pattern for 1 billion years. It's asking for you to say, okay, how do I actually shift this? Because now I feel like a little hamster wheel. I'm in a hamster wheel where I could have so much more exploration if I just went to the other side of did something new, allowed new things into my life. And so it's asking for you to get a different perspective on how you hold your, the safety aspects of your world. Like with chopped wood, this energy is the mundane, but it's also our basic day-to-day experiences in our home, in ourselves, in our home a lot. And they are sometimes levels of comfort that we achieve and we get to. And not all comfort is negative, but like if you're isolating and if you are becoming a hermit in your own world, or people are like, how come you never go out with me? Well, it's just easier to stay home. Go out with people. If somebody's asking you out, go out, take the initiative and go out, you know? And even if they're not, go out alone. You never know who you're going to meet. This is challenging cycles. It's literally asking you to challenge the cycles. You know, the Four of Cups coming out in reverse here. Four of Cups in reverse energy is oftentimes going to be situations maybe where we have rejected a situation and now it's back in our life, second chance. And this can be all manners of situations. It can be people. It can be taking initiative on something that maybe we didn't think we wanted to do, but now we want to do it. And it's like strike while the iron's hot. There's an energy of that coming through here, Aquarius, where it's like, by taking this step, whether it be with a person or a new direction, you give yourself the opportunity to change things in your life that puts you, okay, so what so the way that it's telling me is like quantum theory, quantum physics. There's so many different opportunities and different ways to look at life. And when you actually just choose a path, because there are tons of them, consider each one of these a path. You know, we're choosing this one. It opens up a completely different world for you. It's a new world for you, and it's asking you to embrace it here with Yang. Also with Yang could be an Aries person, but this energy, if this is a person, this is a masculine energy, or it could just be a very direct energy. You know, gender is whatever in tarot, but like it could just be a very direct and powerful energy that wants to take action towards you. And here it's almost as if like by allowing it to happen, positivity changes for you. It's good, but in a positive way, right? Where maybe you've like held off because you didn't want to experience something or you were afraid of something. Here it's allowing it to be, yeah. Again, that's with scenarios, situations, opportunities in your life. It's asking for you to open yourself up to them because they're coming, and the change that happens through them and with them is very, very good. You have the Four of Pentacles here next to the Four of Cups, with intention. The intention that you create in your life right now, or the things that you, here with the Four of Pentacles, it tells me that you're going to be very practical about things, but you're also going to be very, the way it's coming out is like sparingly. So highly intentional, but like it's, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, it's like you have a few things that really require your intention here, and it's like you're going to be doing it. But what that does tell me is it's going to solidify positivity in your life, you know, the things that you put your effort on. And here, this is the Four of Pentacles. It has, historically, it can talk about not allowing anything in, not allowing anything out, or when we hold on to what we have because it's all we have. Sometimes that is, well, that's a clear intentional like aspect to do that, but also too, it can restrict opportunities, especially like love opportunities. Like if you're like holding on and you don't want anybody to like get in behind your walls or whatever, it's providing more of this type of confusing, uncomfortable energy around you. It's not allowing things in, Aquarius. And so for you, even at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups. It's a pretty Ace of Cups too. But through allowing things in, you allow yourself to heal emotionally. You allow yourself to have opportunities potentially with people, you know, and even if it's not a love connection, it can be a new direction in your life, but it's enjoyable. It heals things. It allows new growth to happen. I feel we're talking about love, though, with all of these cards here. Yeah, this is asking for you to take a new direction and find the freedom from the pain. Oh, yeah, you know, the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. So this is new directions altogether. You can choose to repeat a pattern as many times as you need it to help you get the message. There's nothing wrong with that. And some of us do it for 20 years. I've heard it. So the thing about it is, once you get that message, though, once you integrate that lesson, once you get it, oh my God, it's almost like your passion to move forward in your life, it suddenly erupts, right? And it's like, wow, I really spent a lot of time there, but wow, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. And you get to choose a different direction here. Sometimes accepting what hurts sucks, but you learn from it and you have different opportunities. Here though too, I do want to say here, this is holding up the torch. It's the hand of the, what's that thing called? The Empire State, the Justice Lady. In New York, the the Queen of the World, it's not it either. The Statue of Liberty. Oh my God. Queen of the World. Jesus. Holding up a torch. Like when we hold torches for people who are gone and show us that they're done and we're still just like cycling through the pain, we restrict ourselves so much. We don't allow ourselves new opportunities, new directions. It's asking for you to be intentional about how much time you spend there mourning and being sad. Accept it. It's time to heal and move on. Show me relationships in reverse. You have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. And you know, sometimes through pain also too. Ooh, even without the Lovers in reverse is coming out. And here, this Lovers has people who are married. So maybe you're in a position of distress or emotional frustration from a marriage partner or a marriage that's ended. Not all of you, but some of you. With the Queen of Swords here, I want to say it's also important to help things process with art therapy. Sometimes we have to write, paint, cook. We've got to like do things that are an outlet to get our energy out, right? So, but with relationships that end, like it can harden our hearts. It can cause us to feel like we are walling off our like world. You know, we don't want to let people in. We've been hurt so many times that we don't want to allow things to change, or like we're very leery of allowing things in. When you live in that type of energy, Aquarius, when you suspect that everybody is going to let you down, or it's always going to be cataclysmic and nobody's going to treat me right, you justify that pattern in the universe. It's like, okay, fine, you think that? Okay, well, I guess I'm going to give it to you again. If you think that that's what you deserve, okay. I'm asking you to challenge the process of what you think in your world right now, Aquarius, just because it feels like we're starting to or at least this energy is asking you to rewrite some patterns that have been consistent with how you decrease and limit your growth and your experiences in this world and the relationships. You know, because this type of energy, what it feels like to me is that like you're very hungry for a real relationship, or you're very hungry for reciprocal love. But because of all of these experiences and negative associations with love, it's like you wall yourself off, right? It's a big ask, but it's asking for you to become available in how you trust opportunities in the world that come forward to you, and how you allow change to happen in your life. The positive side of the Queen of Swords also is that, yes, she's gone through a lot of these painful experiences, but it can also talk about somebody who's very well-rounded because of it. And because they've gone through so much BS, they're willing to listen to people, but they also have a massive bullshit regulator, monitor, like whatever it is, detector, right? You can sniff out somebody's BS in a heartbeat. You know when it's not real. And so, yeah, it may come from an energy of hypervigilance, but at least you know what's going on. So just soften. This is asking for you to soften a little bit just so we can allow new things into our life, where we can have a little bit more playtime and exploration with new people. And even if it's not with people, it's just to look at life through a lens of softening to allow ourselves to experience more things. Getting a lot of home messages here, Aquarius. You have the Four of Wands here with simplicity in reverse. For some of you, like, this energy is interesting just because it's saying, like, the way I feel about it is more like the inner world. It's chaotic. If we are holding on to so many things that require us to be plugged into elements of pain and abandonment and all of these negative associative like feelings, it's going to take from your bandwidth. It's going to exhaust you. And this home is just it's just a metaphor for your inner world as well, right? So where we're cleaning up our inner world, here we're also doing it again. Also, too, for some of you, just in general life, like the situations around you, it's almost as if like you allow people to take up too much space in your world, or like their opinions matter too much, and so you try to accommodate them. That's kind of unlike I almost want to say Scorpio, but that's kind of unlike an Aquarius. But it's asking for you to really kind of prioritize what you need with this, and to let other people's opinions be their own opinions. You don't have to accommodate those because you want to please them, or because you're afraid that if you don't, they're going to reject you, or suddenly they're going to see you as a bad mom, a bad dad, somebody who's just like floundering. Like, who cares what they think? They don't have say in your world, right? Are they paying your bills? And even if they're paying your bills, still there's a fine line. Yeah, it's asking for you to be very mindful of how much you let other people affect your personal world, and your home life, your inner world, your family life. And and for some of you, literally, you may have a situation where, like, your family members, your children or whatever, it's like, it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt, but you're still stable with it. You're still stable with it. Sometimes life is not easy, especially with children and family. I hope that if that is the case, then maybe some of you have somebody who is of support in your life, somebody who you can rely on. Some rejection, fear. Justice. With this justice energy as well, it's interesting just because it's like it has its blindfold on. Sometimes cutting things away and letting them fall away is justice within itself, but sometimes we have our blindfolds on, so we can't even allow that to happen. It's asking for you to do what is fair to you, what is most honest for you. And sometimes that's also going to be communicating with somebody and like expressing what hurt you. And if you don't want to go that far, you can just write it down. It's almost like this art therapy type of energy that I'm picking up with that Queen of Swords, where it's like we have to get the pain out somehow. So we've got to find a different outlet for that. So it's just not stagnating in us, right? So what do you do about that? How do you cut that cord? Some of you need to look up cord cutting ceremonies, okay? There's tons of YouTube information about that. So yeah, it's literally being fair to yourself and realizing that this fear of like being rejected in your life, because you probably had it happen more than once, right? it needs to be cut away because it's clouding your vision and it's getting in the way of opportunities that actually can be present for you and you in them. So this is what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this is helpful for you. I'm looking at the bottom of this deck real quick as I'm like closing this out, and we have art. This is like, and this is the Temperance card. This is integration and healing through expression, whether that's art, whether that is spoken word, whether that's writing, whatever it is, however you get it out, because it's asking for you to have that freedom within yourself, because you're getting choked in yourself. It's choking up your energy, okay? So this is what I have for you. I hope it's helpful, Aquarius. Thank you so much. Feel free to like the video if it made sense.